Hi. Here's Katherine Bihlmeier, and I have an invitation. How would it be for you to open up to true love? Not the ego construct of love, which is very painful actually, and full of hatred and full of fear, fear is not love. I'm inviting you to have a look how you look at your partner, your friends, your kids, how much how much of expectations do you have with your love? How much do you think love and not be love? How much do you think which behaving should and need to show up so you feel love and you think that this is love? I'm sorry, but all that is not at all love. It's a construct, it's an illusion, it's very painful, and it's full of behaving patterns of fear. But there is another possibility for you, because you didn't come to earth as a child like that. You were innocent and full of true love, without any expectations, judgments, without all fear, nothing. So please open up to a possibility of true love in your life. As long as I believe I have a problem, the only way out of this illusion is to return to love. I must be willing to open myself to the hands of my true self. When I'm willing to quiet my mind and open up to the truth of my reality and everyone's reality, I experience a shift in mind that really works. Now we have lesson 86, and we're in review with the lesson 71 and 72. 71 is only God's plan for salvation will work. It is senseless for me to search wildly about for salvation. I have seen it in many people and in many things, but when I reached for it, it was not there. I was mistaken about where it is. I was mistaken about what it is. I will undertake no more idle seeking. Only God's plan for salvation will work, and I will rejoice because His plan can never fail. These are some suggested forms for applying this idea specifically. God's plan for salvation will save me from my perception of this. This is no exception in God's plan for my salvation. Let me perceive this only in the light of God's plan for salvation. Listen to it, let it sink into your heart like warm chocolate, full of love, full of love. So we have lesson 72, holding grievances and attack on God's plan for salvation. There is no salvation when you are in grievances. How does grievances show up? It shows up in uncertainty, in doubts, in hate, in fear, in judgments, in expectations. Everything what comes in behaving patterns. Of course also in anger, in panic, all that is grievances in its different forms. And when you are in grievances, like in anger because someone what you were expecting didn't deliver that, or which is never a possibility, it never can come to you if you have an expectation. When you it's mainly not love when we start grieving for and judging someone because it didn't show up as we were expecting. How can that be love? Love is unconditional, and it's infinite. The word is coming and it's infinite. Whatever you choose, love will respond. So holding grievance is an attempt to prove that God's plan for salvation will not work, yet only His plan will work. By holding grievances, I am therefore excluding my only hope of salvation from my awareness. I would no longer defeat my own best interests in this insane way. I would accept God's plan for salvation and be happy. Specific applications for this idea might be in these forms. I'm choosing between misperception and salvation as I look on this. I see grounds for grievances in this. I will not see the grounds for my salvation. This calls for salvation, not attack. All this you can tell yourself. All these different application forms. You can tell yourself when you carve yourself in grievancy or going in this direction, and just apply it a couple of times until your heart opens up to it and you let go of all the grievancy. Thank you very much for this lovely exercise, and practice, because this is gonna get you out of pain, of any sorrows, of any guilt. Please just do it. I'm doing it since 3 years, and I'm seeing more and more through all this human behaving stuff, and brings me more and more back to my true essence, which I would not choose to give up in any form for anyone. Thank you very much for your choices, and thank you for, of course, sharing it with the world, with your beloved ones. And the next one is coming up. Ciao. Bye for now.